All right, so this is my first set. I've been working on for about 4 days. I'm gonna practice. My voice is kind of bad. I wanted to go last week to my subscribers, my 32 subscribers, but I was, as you can hear, I was sick, and yeah, so that's why I didn't upload last week. There was nothing to upload, but so here I go. This is a set I'm gonna do here, and then upload the same set or updated set at an open mic. So yeah, there you go, guys. Um, so my sex life is a lot like the United States relations with Israel. You know, I just give nothing but money and support to my girlfriend. And every time I catch her doing some shady shit, she just tells me, whoa, 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 it's complicated. And then she calls me anti-Semitic because she's Jewish. Um, but yeah, and that was an ex I had. But usually, whenever I go on dates, I'm on a date, and then the girl asks me, so Artie, what are you looking for in a woman that you're dating? And I tell her, what I'm looking inside of a woman that I'm dating is my penis. No, but yeah, I mean, I get a little raunchy like that, but I one time I was dating this chick, and I asked her, is there anything I should work on? And she said, you need to be more giving. You just need to be more giving, Artie. And I said, okay, that's good. So then I bought my wife a car, so because I needed to be more giving, right? But yeah, so I bought my wife the car, and then she found out I was cheating, and then now she wants a divorce, my wife, because I'm a chronic cheater. So now we are getting a divorce, and the lawyer actually called me the other day and said, "Hey, we all gonna meet about this. You're getting a divorce." And I was like, "Okay, okay. Give me some time though, because I got to get my affairs in order, right?" But I'm not the best husband, I guess, or boyfriend, but I'm great at dating, right? The fun part, right? And this one chick, I'm so good, I just like to have fun. I think that's my problem. I like to have fun. And this one chick, she asked me, what are we? Because I don't like labels, I hate labels. And she said, what are we? What are we? And I said, we are fucking. That's what we are. No, but it's good that have sex, but because I got one friend, he doesn't have sex, even though he's married, but he has no sex. He has a sexless marriage, and he asked me, hey, should I get a divorce? And I told him, I don't know, but I'll tell you this, at least with the divorce, you're getting fucked, because he's just worried about alimony and assets, right? But writing all these dating and sex jokes, I actually asked Gemini. I ask AI too much shit, but I asked Gemini, hey, what's a good joke that compares, my dating and sex life to Israel and Gaza, right? Like the first joke I opened up with, and then Gemini said, look. Gaza may be flattened, but it's nowhere near as barren as your sex life. Another day I went, after I wrote that bad joke, I went to the bar with a friend of mine, and they were showing the FIFA and UFC. And he said, and I went to go take a piss, and I came back, and he said, hey, man, you missed it. There was a senile old man, a bald guy, and a pedophile on the TV. It's like, what? And then the event ended, we all went home, and I said, what were you talking about earlier? What they have on TV? And he said, oh, they had Trump. But yeah, and like I said about my dating and sex life, I have this one friend. It's a good female friend of mine, a girlfriend. Not a girlfriend, but I've known each other most of my 20s, and we're pretty close. But she complains to me about dating. I complain to her about dating, and we complain to each other, just to get the other side's perspective, so to speak, right? And this one time she was telling me, this is what she said. I was on a date and I told them, you don't need to know my past, right? You don't need to know it. I'm a good person now, because now she's like really religious, goes to church every Sunday, right? She sure didn't in the past. She wasn't there on Sundays or on Saturdays or on any day. But she said on a date she went on recently, she was like, yeah, you don't need to know my past. My past isn't important. You don't need to know my sexual history. And I'm a guy that's like, well, to each his own, right? I mean, like, you know, he doesn't have to, but I mean, not knowing doesn't mean he has to agree. You know, it doesn't. I mean, or if he did know, he doesn't have to agree to be in that relationship. And she said, you know, I told him, she was mad at me, right? She was like all mad at all men, so she just like put the anger on me. She said, I told him, you don't need to know my past because, you know, so I was a different person. You know, when I look at my past, it's like I'm looking at a different person. I don't even remember some of the things I did. You know, and I thought to myself, you know, Anna, that doesn't really make sense. It doesn't compute. You know, I understand what you're saying, but I mean, I just don't think that's a healthy way to start a relationship. And you know, maybe you can find a guy that'll start a relationship like that. I mean, cool, but like, doesn't mean this guy has to. She was like, what? What are you talking about? And I was like, I'll tell you what I mean. Look, now that you're serious, you know, you're religious, you know. I mean, you are religious. Only that's between you and God, right? You want to do something, marriage, right? You want to do something where it's already a coin toss. That's fine, you know. I believe in marriage. I believe in things that you're willing to bet on, right? You're willing to bet on it. But if I went to a doctor and I told the doctor, hey doc, you know, I've been having this crazy shit happen, you know, I have these visions and shit. I told them all these crazy ass symptoms and they take all these tests, like, you know, take all that shit. And then if he said, look, he sat me down, you know, in a room, you know, it's kind of dimly lit, you know, in the evening, like it's a date, but in the evening, and he told me, you know, we're gonna have to operate on you, Artie. We're gonna have to do brain surgery. You know, he tells me we're gonna have to do brain surgery. I'm gonna have to trust this guy. I'm gonna have to trust him. I'm gonna get professional references. I'm gonna want to know what he has done in the past. Want to know everything, right? Because he's gonna be not you know on my body. He's gonna be in my body, right? Just like Anna with the dudes she's dating. He's gonna be in my body, right? In my brain. And then if he sat me down and he told me, listen, Artie, I'm a doctor, right? But when I was in medical school, when I look at my past, it's like I'm looking at a different person. I don't even remember some of the things that I did. So it's not important. That don't mean I have to keep my relationship with that guy. I can go to somebody else that will tell me the past, that will tell me, you know, everything he's done, all the surgeries, successful surgeries, and you know the stuff he learned. You know, but anyways, that's my set so far. I don't know if I've memorized it so far because it's just 9 jokes. But let me know what y'all think. I really like that last part. That part. With the one with my friend, female friend, and how she's like super religious and all that shit, and the not knowing sexual history, I liked that part. Kind of reminds me of George Carlin, like comparing shit, but there's really no joke. I guess I was just kind of comparing. But let me know what y'all think, guys. Thanks.